Cuppa's Felting Studio. Today I'm going to show you some little bits and pieces that I've been doing lately, and just to inspire you I've made these little earrings today. And recently in my blogs I made some pieces of fabric with lots of different fibres on them, and here's a couple you can see here. And basically what I do with these is I cut them up into 1-inch squares and I put them through the washing machine, and you get these fantastic buttons. They're square when they go in the washing machine. I thread them onto polyester cotton, and then going round and round in the washing machine, they come out as felted buttons. They go round, so it's quite marvellous. And here I've got some blue ones, so inspired by these gorgeous little blue ones, and they've got silk on the front. Can you see that? They're quite shiny, and they've got wool on the back. And then what I did was I attached them to a felt ball that I made earlier. Here's the felt square, and I just put a little bead, little blue bead. Oops, if you can see that. Ooh, throwing it at the screen in the middle. And I ended up with these little beauties. So I thought I'd just share that with you because it's quite inspiring to make all these gorgeous things that you can make buttons with. And again, so simple. So just take those felted pieces that you made before. This is one I made earlier. And just cut them into rows, 1 inch. Cut them into 1-inch squares, thread them on a piece of thread, and put them in the washing machine at, I think these were done on 40 degrees, and they'll come out round. And then you can use them for jewellery or just buttons. But I just think they're so sweet. So enjoy. Bye. So here I am again in my studio. I just wanted to show you some of the buttons I'd made and some of the different things that I've turned my felt pieces into. Sometimes they're just purely bits of felt scrap, but other times I put them all together like this and think, what can I make? And that's how I came up with the idea for the earrings. So yeah, these are just a few of my things on the table. My lovely box of sparkly things and my hand spun wool. One time I'll show you how I spin my yarn. This is just coils that I've made. They're like art yarns really, but I absolutely love these colours. And I've just used some of my merino wools, put them into art yarn, and then there, can you see, I've covered them with some silk, just some Uzbekistan silk that I hand dyed, and put it onto a piece of pre-felt, spread the yarn out, then spread that over the top and felted it down with wet felting, of course. And I made the spiral. That's the backing that I use. It's a piece of pre-felt, hand dyed again. You can find some of my felted pre-felts and hand spun yarns on my Etsy shop at Wild Abandoned Felts. I'll put a link at the bottom. And here are all those juicy buttons that I showed you earlier to make my earrings, and that's what inspired me today. And here I am with my earrings, and this is how I made them. So basically you get your piece of fabric and you want to just cut simple 1-inch strips out of your fabric that you've made. I don't even measure things, guys. I just literally spontaneously cut it up, and nothing goes to waste because I can put the ends into some other piece of felt art that I do. So here, this is just a 1-inch strip, and then with my 1-inch strip I'm going to cut it into 1-inch squares. No measurements, all done by eye. That's the way I like to work. And here I am, just cutting them into squares. I love the way you get the random textures on each button. I never plan anything, I just lay down my fibre with some music and just see how much texture I can build up. You can see that it's the same colour on the back of these buttons. And then I'm going to get myself some polyester thread. Make sure it's polyester because cotton thread, it can either snap or it can get felted into the buttons. So polyester 100%, and then with a double thread just sew through the squares one by one and join them all together. It's as simple as that. For the purpose of this video, I'm just stringing together one strip. But basically I would take lots of scraps of fabric that I'm not that enamoured with, and I'd just cut them all up at the same time and then put it all into the washing machine along with clothes. It doesn't ruin your clothes, it just tumbles around in there, felting as it goes. So you can see they start off square and they end up round. So just join it together and there you have a little bundle of buttons ready to go in the washing machine at 40 degrees. So once they're all joined together, you just put them in the washing machine. Remember, I've only done one strip here, but normally I would do lots of strips and do lots of circles, or sorry, squares joined together and put them all in the washing machine together. You can tumble along with your clothes, nothing's going to happen to them. But I just love the random textures you get. I mean, there is just no end of inspiration with these buttons. And here are some felt balls that I made earlier. For those of you that don't know how to make felt balls, I'll do a video. Please ask in the comments below and I'll do one in a later video. I've taken one of these small turquoise beads. I simply cut smaller squares for the turquoise beads. And I put a little bead in between. Here's one I made earlier with a flower rather than a circle. That's a little more complicated and I'll show you that in another video. But here are the earrings that I made. I simply threaded them on to some earring hooks with a turquoise bead in the middle. And I'm really quite proud of those. I think they're really cute. And now I'm just going to show you some of the random fibres that I use. Some silk waste, sari silks, sequins, sari ribbon, pure silk, yarn and merino wool. You can find all these fibres in my Wild Abandon Felt Etsy shop, and I sell little packs of all different fibres that you can make a sample piece of felt out of to cut your buttons in. Next week I'm going to be making slippers, so look out for the video. And in the meantime, I'm going back into the fields to watch the sunset. Bye everyone, see you soon. Thanks for watching.